Call to order the June 15, 2017 legislative meeting of Media Borough Council. Please rise and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We are going to go a little bit out of our agenda order this evening, and before we go to approval of the minutes and public comment, we have a presentation this evening from the Media Little League organization. Mr. Mayor, while everyone's going up with the mayor so you can accept this. It is very exciting that you all are here this evening. Media Little League has 700 and some players and coaches. It's a completely volunteer organization that truly benefits, as you can see, the youth of our community. And it is truly joyful to see them here this evening. So with that, we'll allow the mayor and the coach to proceed.
Okay, this is Billy Ashton, correct, Billy?
Yes.
And we don't have this honor that often, that when we're a sponsor, that you come by and you give us something and you bring your best players too.
Yeah.
So, Billy, I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself, how the team did this year, and tell us who these young fellows are.
Just say my name is Billy Ashton. This is Davis. This is Davis, Jacob, William, my son back there, Ben. This year was great. This is my first year. This is William's first year. And everybody, you can see the progression. Everybody did a good job. Everybody had fun, as you can see right now. Right, guys? You had fun this year? Yeah? And we just want to stop by and give you a plaque, say thank you for sponsoring us. We couldn't do it without you.
Well, thanks.
And Billy,
Thank you.
while you're up there, you said they actually started 4 now?
William turned 4 in April, so he was actually 3 when
Holy
he
cow.
started. So, yeah, you can tell a little bit difference.
So Little League goes from 3.5
You gotta be
to
4,
13.
4 by the summertime, all the way up to, yes.
13. It's a great organization, I can say. I was
Yes.
proud to be part of it years ago, but it's a great place, great field, and it is. It's one of these organizations that we, the borough and the residents, want to thank you all for the time that you put into that organization, because it's not a few hours a week, it's many hours a week, and it couldn't be done without the volunteers like you. So we truly appreciate it here at the borough. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Congratulations.
See you next year.
See you next year.
Right?
Yeah, every year you guys have to come back to your 13 now that you started.
There you go, right?
I'm going to take this home and hide it from everybody.
All right, guys, you guys ready? Thank you. You have my information, right? Yes, thank you. Great. All right, guys, good job.
Let's go.
Well, now that things have settled down a little bit, we'll get into the part of our agenda. As Brian always says, the housekeeping matters, the approval of our workshop and our council minutes. We have minutes before us from our May 4th, 2017 workshop meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Motion's been made. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion with regards to the minutes for the May 4th, 2017 workshop meeting? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. There's also the minutes of our Media Borough Council meeting of May 18th, 2017. All those in favor of approving the minutes as submitted, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it.
We didn't make a motion, if that's okay.
Pardon me?
You just went right into the vote instead of a
I'm sorry,
motion.
let me back that up. Is there any discussion with regards to the council minutes of 2018? Or May 18th, 2017? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. Public comment privilege of the floor. Anyone who wishes to get up and address council, please do. I don't see any takers this evening, so we will move right into our engineer's report. Mr. Engineer.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Tonight, just two things are noteworthy. The road program has been completed. I was very happy that they completed everything prior to the 5-miler. There are a few outstanding punch list items that will be addressed by the contractor. And there are a few areas that are being cleaned up by Aqua and their contractor as a result of their recent activities. So that work should be fully completed by next Tuesday. We'll have reps out there to make sure that they are neat and tidy and follow through on all the commitments they have made.
With regards to the road repaving, I thought they did an excellent job. The handicap ramps were well put in and all like that, so it was nice to see somebody come in, complete the job in a timely manner, leave the town cleaner and neater than it was when they came in. So please let them know that I think Public Works is very pleased.
I will pass along in regards to income.
Thank you.
So that's all I have.
Good. Mr. Solicitor.
Thank you, Mr. President. The borough is now the proud owner of property at 5th and Borough. That transaction closed today. Thank you for getting over there and signing these documents.
No problem.
And now you have to decide what to do with it.
Okay. That's your report?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, fine. Mr. Mayor.
Yes, there were 863 complaints during the month of April. That's a little bit more than usual. There were 2 burglaries reported during the month of May on 5/10/17. I did that, I'm sorry, at the last meeting. I don't have to do that. But on May 27th, the owner of the Superwork located State Road reported that an unknown actor pried open the door overnight and removed cash for the opening. Unfortunately, the alarm was not set at the end of the previous day. Update, Springfield Police have arrested an individual who has admitted to being the possible responsible for the burglary and a number of others throughout the county. 2 robberies during May. Murray Overhill Pharmacy, that happened on 5/18. The actor fled the store, was found on the trolley and arrested. Also, on 5/18, actor entered CVS with a weapon, robbed 2 employees, and that's been very well publicized. So that's it.
Are there any questions for the mayor?
Yes, I just had a question about the 5 mile. You want me to say something?
Oh, I don't know, is that on someone else's?
Well, I mean, the 5 mile is tomorrow night. I plan on running every mile. We start, everybody shows up, I guess, around 5 o'clock and starts working, and it would be actually before 5. And this is going to be another record crowd. I think it's 1,800 that are running in the race, and there'll be 5,000 to 7,000 people watching it. There'll be lots of parties. I intend to attend them all, and look forward to the night. I get to introduce whoever's singing the national anthem tomorrow night, which is usually Roger Ricker, and I get to sing along with him. So that's it.
And just as a reminder to all the residents, this is, what, Bob, our 38th
I believe.
running of the race. The town does shut down basically at 6 o'clock, 6:30-ish. So as I like to joke, those of you that are ordering your Friday night pizzas, do it before then. If you need to get in or get out of town, please do it before 7 o'clock when the race starts. When the race does start, when it is safe, the marshals will allow cars to go through the race areas. However, there may be at sometimes extremely long delays up to 20-25 minutes. This is a fun night. Please recognize it. We try to get you in and out of town as quick as possible, but you should expect and anticipate times that you're going to have to wait. All the marshals are volunteers, so we would greatly appreciate it if you would respect them and not pick on them too much. So it's a fun night.
One more note for tomorrow night. I know there's several hundred, maybe even thousands watching this tonight. However, usually I make a robocall. This is my twice-a-year robocall. We're going to have a 5 mile race and it's going to snow. Is that needed tomorrow, do you think, or do you think this is enough? But what does everybody think?
I myself would encourage the robocall just
Yes.
so that it
All right,
reminds
so let's do
people.
it fairly, like in the morning tomorrow? Okay, because people would be coming home, yeah, okay. So,
That's always good for a reminder.
all right.
It is. It's always good as a reminder because it's.
I didn't think of it today.
I feel sad. I feel I get aggravated with some of the people in the cars. The marshals are doing their very best, and it is frustrating sometimes when people just don't have the patience to sit there and recognize that there's literally 1,800 people running down the street and they just can't run through the stop signs. So,
All right, Karen, I'll be in touch with you. If you don't hear from me, Karen,
I'll call you.
any other questions for the mayor? That concludes the mayor's report. We'll get into committee reports. Recreation, Board of Health, Mr. Boyer.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Rec met last Tuesday, and I have a few announcements from that meeting. The Media Community Playroom, which is on the 3rd floor of Borough Hall, is now in the process of being, let's say, upgraded. So they replaced the carpet, which had been there since it opened, which is roughly 20 years ago, I think. They have replaced some of the toys. They're in the process of getting some new things and kind of reorganizing. So those of you who are not aware, the community playroom is open daily, I believe, as long as the borough's open, 8:30 to late at night. It's especially this time of year when it gets really hot, it's a great thing to go in and if you have a young one that needs a little bit of attention and need to, let's say, kill a little time, it's a great place to go and hang out in a nice air-conditioned room. Some of the upcoming events, July 4th, which is a Tuesday this year, the rec always puts on celebration down at the Borough Field. It's 10 till noon, and the usual events will occur. Silly Joe will be entertaining. Plenty of refreshments, hot dogs and water ice. Bike decorating contest, that's always kind of a highlight. This year, 2 face painters, so that there shouldn't be as much of a line for the face painting. And spin art, they always run a spin art machine, so that's the arts and crafts. So that will be 10 till noon down at Borough Field on July the 4th, so hopefully you'll all turn out for that. Another upcoming event in June the 30th, Friday evening. Rec is running a bus trip to the Blue Rocks in Wilmington. For a $10 ticket, that also includes a free bus, which will leave from the Olive Street Garage at 5:45, and they do this particular game because there are fireworks, and apparently they're really good fireworks. As of last Tuesday, there were still plenty of tickets left, so you can contact Paula in the rec office to buy your ticket. And again, $10 gets you a ticket and a bus trip, so it's a great deal. Can't beat that. And I believe, also, rec is a sponsor of the Arts in the Park, which is sponsored by Glenn Prov, but the rec does has a little bit of input to the event. So there are currently 3 remaining events on Saturday evenings, 5 till 6:30. The one on June 3rd, I was told, was a very big success. Odds Botkin was a storyteller, and Lisa told me there were over 170 people that attended. The next event is on Saturday, July the 8th. Wintered Sunlight is a Grateful Dead tribute band, so everybody turn out in your tie-dye. 5 to 6:30, Glen Prov Park. The other 2 events will be Saturday, August 12th. That will be Jeffrey Gaines, who's a singer-songwriter, and September 9th concludes the season with Echo del Sur, which is an Andean and Latin American folk group. So that should be kind of interesting. So again, that's 5 to 6:30 in Glen Prov Park. These are all free events, so please turn out and support the culture. And that concludes my report.
Any questions for Mr. Boyer?
Yes. So are the union tickets all gone?
That I don't know. I think you can call Paul. I think there's still some available. That event is, I'm trying to find the date. I think it's August 12th. That was the date for the union. Yes, it is August 12th because it's the same night as one of the movie nights that are upcoming. So I think there are still a few tickets left. And the same night as Jeffrey Gaines. So big night that night. But I think the union's early. The union's early in the afternoon. I think it's before the concert and before the movie night.
For the tickets.
What's that?
It's $20 for the
$20 for the tickets. Yeah, that's the and that you have to get your own transportation, but that's just in Chester. Yeah, it's like right down the road, not too far. So
Bicycle.
you get bicycle. It's downhill to Chester, just a little harder getting home.
Any other questions for Mr. Boyer? Okay, let's move on to Ms. Johnson, HARB, MBA, and Historic Archives.
Thank you. I have no report for the Media Historical Society nor the HARB, but the MBA had a successful blues stroll last weekend, I believe.
Yep.
Right, last week. So that was that was great. It seemed like lots of people came out and were happy, pleased with the result. But this council also asked me to go back to the MBA and talk to them about the portable decks that I had talked to them before last month, and indicated to them that we wanted them to make the decision on portable decks. So they did. They talked about it at the board meeting and decided due to safety issues and parking issues and not wanting to take away the shine of diving under the stars, that they decided that portable decks would not be a good idea.
Did they talk to any of the interested parties? Or is it this, once again, a decision made?
Once again, what?
Well, that was what, at the workshop, you had referenced that it was discussed only at the board level and they really weren't that aware of it. I just was curious if they reached out to the parties that were interested and got their input, or if this was just at another MBA meeting of the same people that really weren't that advised at the first time.
Can't say who they spoke to, but they are very close to lots of the businesses there, and they represent businesses. And as the business authority, they decided it wasn't a good idea to do it. And so they're writing a letter to all the businesses and media to inform them.
Okay.
And that's all I have.
Any questions for Ms. Johnson?
Mr. Vice President, I have one other thing to add. I missed that there is a movie night sponsored by REC on July the 8th, Saturday, July the 8th. It's in August, but there is a Saturday night, July the 8th, and I believe as of now, it's Secret Life of Pets down at Borough Field.
What is it?
Secret Life.
Secret Life of Pets. It's an animated movie that came out, I believe, right around Thanksgiving this year. So that'll be July the 8th down at the Borough Field. It's going to be, yeah.
Same
So, well, you know,
dates.
you can concert movie.
Just action-packed summer.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to have any days off. Okay, any other questions for Mr. or Ms. Johnson? And if not, moving on to myself, Properties, Public Works, and Fire. I have no legislative agenda. However, would like to first and foremost, as I always do, ask any residents or people who are use the media fire company if they're interested in volunteering to serve as a firefighter and or in the administrative capacity to please stop by the firehouse. I'd also like to thank the fire company. They came out and was a significant part of our Memorial Day parade, as they always are, and they are also a very significant part of what I thought was a great event, was the Budweiser Clydesdales that came to town. Once again, these are all volunteers that come out. They take part of their day away so that they can come drive the trucks down State Street. And I just really want to thank them for participating in these type of events. I also did want to say that prior to tonight's council meeting, we did have executive session in which we did have personnel matters to discuss. That is actually it for me. Is there any questions for me? No. All right, now I'm going to jump in. I'm going to be President Hall. Mr. Hall is not able to be here this evening. He has no legislative requirements this evening either, but he did ask that I bring up number one. The 3rd Street Dam project is on course, doing well, and they anticipate somewhere around mid-July to finish and complete the partial breach of the dam. And also at the Planning Commission meeting of this month, the bed and breakfast ordinance was discussed by our Planning Commission, and it was the recommendation of our Planning Commission 7-0 to approve and recommend moving forward with regards to the ordinance. We will be probably voting on the ordinance in July's meeting. It is currently being reviewed by Delaware County Planning Commission. And Mr. Hall said there was nothing with regards to being Arts Council for this evening. Are there any questions for Mr. Hall? Hearing none, we may go for a record this evening. But it all depends on letter A. Finance, library, and police. Mr. Williamson.
The weight of responsibility things. Okay, well, luckily for me then, I don't have any library announcements for this month. So I'll go right into ratifying the payment of bills for May. We drew from the general fund $210,144.07. From the recreation fund, $5,927.39. And from the capital fund, $21,280.05. I move approval for the payment of bills.
Second. Motion's been moved and second. Is there any discussion with regards to that motion? All those in favor of paying the bills as submitted, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it.
Just a word on the budget, as I do every month. The budget has been tracking well this year. Receipts, revenues are ahead of schedule, and expenses are behind to a tune of over almost $2 million. So that's going to change over the course of the summer as we start to spend money on expensive capital projects and start paying for our pension contributions. But for right now, we're doing very well, and I don't expect the borough to have any significant difficulties going through the rest of the year. My second item is ratifying an addendum to a standard agreement of sale for vacant land. Those of you that have been listening may have known that the solicitor mentioned that we now own a piece of property on West 5th Street. In the course of the process of acquiring it, we needed to change the contract to allow us a little additional time to finish what's called due diligence, those preparatory things that you have to do before you buy a piece of land. 2 weeks ago in the workshop, the council voted to do the addendum, but we need to ratify it tonight. So I make that in the form of a motion.
Motion's made. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion with regards to the motion? All those in favor of ratifying the addendum to the standard agreement of sale for vacant land, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it.
Item 3 is the personnel matter that Vice President Robinson referred to earlier. Before the meeting started, we had an interview with Kirsten Lynn Cole, who is a current officer both for the county and in Sharon Hill and is interested in part-time work at the borough. You may know that we have a roster of part-time officers that we are constantly looking for new good officers to fill. And the council members had a chance to interview Ms. Kirsten Cole, and I would like to make a motion that we hire her as a part-time officer.
I'd like to second that motion. Is there any discussion with regards to the motion?
I'd like to abstain from voting since I didn't get involved in it.
Okay. Is that okay, Mr. Okay?
That's fine.
All right.
Makes sense.
I would like to say that I thought she was very pleasant, very nice, and I think it's very exciting that we do have, hopefully we'll have after this now another female officer in our department.
And I'd like to add, it's good to know that she's comfortable being a bicycle police person.
There actually is training to be a bicycle police officer, so it's not like you and I just hop on a bike. She actually was trained how to tackle people on bikes and things like that, so that's a good thing. So the motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor of hiring the officer, I don't have her, Cole?
Kirsten Lynn Cole.
Kirsten Lynn Cole, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Those abstain?
Aye.
I think the ayes have it.
Yes.
Welcome aboard, Kristen.
Okay. My next item is an engagement or proposal for an engagement letter for legal services related to a real estate matter. Whenever we get engaged in any particular kind of real estate deal, we like to use a solicitor. And in this particular case, we needed a specialty attorney. We have sought that attorney out, and we have found the firm of Dilworth Paxson. And the attorney, the chief attorney there is a man named Mark Feller. I'd like to make a motion that we hire him for our legal work for this particular real estate matter.
Did you say it was Dilworth?
Dilworth Paxson.
Second.
Is that right, Bob? Is it right?
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Motion's made and seconded. Is there any discussion with regards to the motion?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can you remind me how we're going to set up the agreement? Is it paid by the hour to a certain amount? Or?
Well, I think all of us are sensitive to the fact that specialty attorneys like this one are very expensive.
Yes.
And that we certainly don't want to waste our money or their time on this. So if you have a particular way you'd like to structure the engagement letter to either with a cap or something like that, suggest it to me, and if I agree, I'll add it to the motion.
Mr. Williamson, council had already approved the dollar figure.
Did we?
Not to
Yeah, I
exceed,
thought so.
not to exceed, there was a.
Do you remember, Mr. Smith, what the
It
number
was
was?
a $10,000. It was a $10,000
Okay, that's
cap
fine.
with regards to all, any and all requirements
consultants for this
with
project.
regards to this real estate
And,
cap.
okay.
So
Okay,
it's
including
already-
some that have already been hired.
So right now, we have a cap, we haven't been authorized to have these funds, and so if in fact we were ever to get close to or get to the point of exceeding that, then it would have to come back to council for an additional vote.
I just didn't
So
recall
yes,
the amount.
yeah, that was it.
So that means that I don't have to amend my motion, right? Because we've already essentially moved that cap. Okay, all right, so I'll keep my motion the way it was.
So the motion's been made and seconded. There is discussion, any further discussion with regards to the motion? All those in favor of hiring Mark Feller for these legal services related to a real estate matter, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, ayes have it.
So the last item on my agenda is a mass gathering permit for the First Baptist Church. They're having a vacation Bible school from July 10th to July 14th. They need to close 3rd Street in their block. Public Safety Committee has reviewed it and has no issue and recommends approval.
Motion's been made. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion with regards to the motion? All those in favor of passing the mass gathering permit application for First Baptist Church of Media Vacation Bible School from July 10th through July 14th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, ayes have it.
That concludes my report.
Anything from Mr. Williamson? Peter, I did want to bring up, and I think it was brought up possibly in finance with regards to the pending Senate Bill 653 that, I'm not sure, did you get an opportunity to bring that up in finance? This is an area, this is a pending bill in our Senate that basically would take away the right of the borough to hire our own business privilege and or mercantile tax administrator / collector as well as auditor. I did reach out to Senator McGarrigle, myself, and Senator Killian. Senator McGarrigle was one of the sponsors of the bill. I did express my opinion, and again, it was my opinion, not council's opinion, and I discussed it with Senator McGarrigle. Prior to my current employment, I spent 18 years in this industry. So I did express to Tom that I was concerned that it was taking away the rights of local municipalities to hire who they felt was in the best interest of their community. Fully understood the concept that what the Senate was first thinking was Act 32 and the single earned income tax administrator has been extremely successful. But these earned income tax and our LST tax, they're payroll taxes. And those taxes leave from where you are and go back to other communities. That makes sense to be a county-wide, but with regards to business privilege tax and mercantile, they are taxes that are levied and administered locally, and I don't think the state should be the ones telling anybody who, in fact, they should hire. I will say that Senator Garrett took my phone call, talked for some time, and it is going to be in the Finance Committee as well as the Local Government Committee, and he said he would get back to me. I would encourage and possibly ask for it, I don't know if it would be in form of a motion, the council actually authorize our manager to submit a letter saying we're not in favor of, maybe there's a thunderstorm, that we oppose Senate Bill 653 in the way in which it's written right now.
Thank you. We actually were going to talk about that in the Finance Committee meeting, and we touched on it briefly, but we were hoping that Mike Hill, who was supposed to come, would really talk about it, Sunday Hill, and he couldn't make it.
Okay.
So we only got a bit of a summary, not even as detailed as what we just related, so we punt it. We didn't make a motion. But I'm happy to, I mean, certainly you can make it. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I wasn't, should we do this before?
Sure.
All right, I'd like to make a motion, we authorize our borough manager to draft and have our council president sign the letter with regards to, that is the position of the borough council to oppose Senate Bill 653 in the way in which it's currently written. And that's in the form of a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion with regards to this motion?
I'd just like to emphasize what Paul said, was that the rationale for opposing it, best one I've heard, is that the nature of business privilege and mercantile tax collection is inherently much more local than earned income tax. Earned income tax can benefit from a large, efficient collection system, which is why Act 32, which collectivized it, works so well. The position of these smaller entities is that they do a better job because they can get in and know a community's businesses and therefore collect it more efficiently. So the logic sounds fair and fine to me, so I'm willing to go along.
And Peter, I don't want to get in the weeds too much, but you'll be one of the other areas of the pending bill would take away our local rights to audit.
Really?
Reading between the lines, yes. And I'll discuss that with you later. So there's been a motion, it's been seconded, there's been discussion. All those in favor of authorizing the borough council manager to draft a letter with regards to Senate Bill 653, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, ayes have it. Anything else from Mr. Williamson?
Let the record show that the length of time that I presented was not due to me. Thank you.
Okay, Fair Trade, Shade Tree, Environmental Advisory Committee, and Farmers Market. Mrs. Johnson.
Okay, I'll be quick. Just an announcement to thank everybody that came out to the e-waste event last week. It was a huge success. 80 cars were reported with 7,000 pounds of material dropped off. So because of that success, they're looking to hold another event in the fall. So they're kind of looking at twice a year rather than once a year. So thank you to everybody that came out. And just from the Fair Trade Committee, they will be volunteering as race marshals tomorrow night. They've announced that overall the race is lacking in marshals and volunteers. So, you know, if you're wanting to last minute help out with the race, you can do it through many different ways, but one of them could be through Fair Trade. And if you want to wear a banana costume, you know, go for it. Be a Fair Trade banana fire or race marshal.
I think you had to run the race in that.
Yeah, well, that would be even more points. That concludes my report.
Fantastic. Any questions for Ms. Amy Johnson? Moving on to Ms. Dixon, Public Relations and Historical Archives.
Yes, so let's see. We've had a lot of positive press. I know you noticed that we had stories about the Clydesdales, about the Memorial Day Parade, and the veterans from Vietnam were present with a nice photograph, so that's really good. Also, the 3 of our young people had received Academic Honor Society awards: Tanya Keenan, Shane Murray, and Gabrielle Hope. We're still getting lots of positive press for, which is good, for our Wednesday night. And we have so many events that people are saying, I'm coming into media. And they're telling me because they're bumping into me. So any of them, we're getting lots of positive press. Now, I did announce that the Historic Archives have furniture that's still in the Borough. Is that not true, Jeff? Yes. And they have said, hey, look, we'll sell it if we can, but at any event, we're offering back to the borough things like 2 metal frames with wire shelves, 3 metal frames, particle board shelves, 1 dark brown table that's just absolutely positively perfect for you, for Mike, dark brown chairs, and 2 dark brown tables that So if they don't move by the 22nd, which I should have said that last time, but then they may offer to, let's say, a church or some other organization that really could benefit using the furniture. And Walt is out still. This is taking pictures of all kinds of old houses to help with our whole historic thing. So we're doing a lot. I mean, they're doing a lot. And that's my report.
Any questions for Ms. Dixon? Hearing none, we will move on to public comment and privilege of the floor. Going once, twice, I don't see anyone. Anything for the good of the cause? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.